You want me to put that on my todger?
This one's wife. The second royal racist. It's the Princess of Wales. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This one's wife, as a consequence of the necessity of her pursuit of control and fuel, along with character traits and residual benefits, regularly revises history. It's done by her narcissism on her behalf to cause her to see things which didn't actually occur because they then support her in the pursuit of those prime aims. Repeatedly, there are exaggerations, omissions, the revision of something that occurred, a twisting of what actually happened, and it's all done by her narcissism to aid her in the pursuit of those four aspects of the prime aims. Yesterday, I explained how, as a consequence of the material that has been produced by the improbably named plastic-faced Weasley Lickspittle Lieutenant, Omid Scobie, King Charles was mentioned as apparently the royal racist, as it has now been coined, as the first individual who apparently offered racist observations about concerns concerning the colour of Archie's skin. It's been said many times, but for the point of context and necessity, it behooves me to point out that regularly individuals will speculate about the skin colour, the size of the nose, the hair colour, the hair type, the eye colour, whether the child will have a particular chin or a prominent cheekbones, etc., etc. Find me a child that has never been speculation in relation to how they look, and I'll find somebody who's lying about it. Furthermore, might it have been that Thomas Markle Sr. and Doria Ragland once upon a time wondered, I wonder what our baby will look like. I wonder what colour she will be. I'm fairly certain they would have done, him being a white man and her being a black woman. Therefore, that must mean that her own parents were racist, mustn't it? Judging by the standards of this one's wife, that any kind of speculation about what a child will look like is interpreted by her narcissism as racism. It's either the case that King Charles never said anything, or he did say something, but it wasn't racist, and it was simply speculation in the way that it ordinarily would occur. We know that a second name was made reference to, and now it has been revealed that it is Catherine, Princess of Wales. You'll see on your screen a comparison of the relevant page in the Dutch version, and that has been translated into English as follows. After discussing possible unconscious biases within the family, after it was revealed that the King and Princess of Wales had taken part in such conversations about Archie, Kate has avoided discussing the subject with her sister-in-law. Thus, Kate is mentioned in this context, but that interpretation to suggest that she was involved in unconscious bias, i.e., unconscious racism, isn't actually borne out. The King and Princess of Wales had taken part in such conversations. What does that mean? Were they in the room? Were they actively discussing it? What did they actually say? The inference here is clear. The King and Princess of Wales had discussed possible unconscious biases within the family in relation to Archie's skin colour. But they don't state precisely what was actually said. And as you know, there have been repeated versions about what was actually supposedly said, which does call into question the legitimacy of what this one's wife alleges. Naturally, this one's wife wants to target King Charles and the Princess of Wales. Notwithstanding the fact that King Charles demonstrated kindness towards her for his own purposes, of course, but nevertheless he still did so by walking her down the aisle at her wedding, and, of course, allowing her to spend vast sums of money on clothing. This is how she responds, because she wants to cause divisiveness. She needs to control the royal family, and therefore does so indirectly through this smearing. With regard to Catherine, we all know that she is viewed as the nemesis, and therefore it is entirely understandable that a narcissist would want to do dirty towards the Princess of Wales. And thus the pair of them find themselves mentioned in this publication. Scobie, of course, has claimed that it is a translation error. But the curiosity there is, how can you mistranslate somebody's name? How can you mistranslate somebody's title, referring to the king? You can't. And moreover, the translation isn't adding something in, it's simply repeating something that was already provided in the English version. It therefore seems to me that this supposed excuse of "it's a translation error" is pathetic blame shifting on the part of Omid Scobie. That he is attempting to deflect from this, that there has been a deliberate hand grenade thrown into this book, alongside many others, in relation to the suggestion that the King and the Princess of Wales were the ones that had speculated about Archie's skin colour, and that makes them racist. Those conversations may never have actually taken place, or if they did, they would not have been racist in nature. They were simple speculation that has always taken place with regard to a forthcoming child. But this one's wife needs to gain that control and fuel. She needs to cause drama. And what better way than attacking two individuals, the king of a country and the nemesis? She has ensured that the lieutenant, that is Omid Scobie, has released this information so that it has appeared in the Dutch version. There's only one way it would get in the Dutch version. It would come from the manuscript that is provided by Omid Scobie. The Dutch translator isn't going to suddenly think, do you know what? I'll add in the king and I'll add in the Princess of Wales. You can see that the fact of those are mentioned already in the Dutch version. There's reference to koning, which I understand is Dutch for king, and Princess van Wales. And, of course, the name Kate is mentioned. That text will have been translated from somebody providing the English version stating King and Princess of Wales. Thus it gets translated as I've described. Kate, of course, is, oddly enough, reported as Kate. The information had to be in there in the first place, and therefore it is Omid Scobie treating people like simpletons to suggest that in actual fact it's a translation error. Such a shitty excuse just demonstrates all the more that this was a deliberate act done on behalf of his handler and mistress to seek to smear both the king and now the Princess of Wales. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.